Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham News and Update show for Monday, January 22nd. Yes, it is a Monday show. We're going to dive right into it. Guys, you can see on the thumbnail, it is not a Wrexham player, but we have some transfer news and updates for you. Stephen Humphrys is on there from Wigan Athletic. Yes, he's a striker, so we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about McLean being on thin ice for his yellow cards. It's not his fault, but it is his fault. And quotes from the gaffer on the loss a little bit. And we're going to talk about Wrexham free in the States to watch. The United States, that is. So, got a lot to get into. But as you can see, tonight, I'm trying something out. I'm on the OBS app. I moved from StreamYard during the recording here. We got the red and the green, and we got the Local Pundit logo right there. There we go. And we're trying it out. I hope it works out. Apologies if there's some errors, but yes, we're trying to transition into getting a nice layout for everybody so we can have a little bit more of a professional and sexy environment for everybody to enjoy. So like, share, subscribe. We are on our way to 1,000. Thank you, everyone, for joining over the weekend to watch the watch-along show, even if we did catch the loss. But, hey, it was bound to happen. It was our first loss at 24. But, yeah, it is what it is. So thank you, everyone, for joining and sharing the video. So on that note, no one wants to hear me babble about, sharing videos and things like that. Let's talk about what's going on. Let's talk about this player that we're looking at, Stephen Humphrys. Who is Stephen Humphrys? Who is Stephen Humphrys? Before I get to the article that I want to talk about on Team Talk. Who is Stephen Humphrys? Well, he's 26 years old. He's a 26-year-old striker. He's plays for Wigan Athletic. And shout out, as you can see on his on the thumbnail right here, Smurfit Kappa. Smurfit Kappa. Shout out to Stephen Ryan, who works for Smurfit Kappa. So he'll know who he is if he's watching this. But I want to give a special shout out to that. But again, who is Stephen Humphrys? Well, very powerful striker. He's 6'1". He's had 25 appearances this year for Wigan, 7 goals, 3 assists, and he's got 6 yellow cards, so he puts himself about. Also, he's got great neck tattoos. I have good, right here, but he's got great neck tattoos. So he's English, and he's 6 foot, like I said, he's 6'1", and he's a center forward. He's got a right foot, and there's not a lot that comes out of Wrexham about transfers and things like that. And we talked about passing the test and certain things like that. And this came out today, kind of hit on X a little bit, and it's about like what's going to happen. Is this something? So things unravel, and we still need to see. So we don't know if this is going to happen. So I'm going to put this in the 49-51 club. 49% that it's going to happen, 51 that it won't happen. So we just don't know, and that's the way I live certain ways in my life. So the article we're going to talk about today comes from Team Talk, teamtalk.com, and the validity of it, I don't know. So this is just hearsay rumors, but it's good rumors. This is great, and also he's got a great neck tattoo. I love it. So sources: Wrexham make bid for powerful League One striker as Parkinson plots late January edition. Yes, he does. Wrexham have made a bid for Wigan Athletic striker Stephen Humphrys. I want to call him Humphrey Kerr because Humphrey Kerr, So Stephen Humphrys. So my dyslexia kicks in, and I'm like, I just see Humphreys. I missed the Stephen. So Stephen Humphrys. Let's get that right. So Wrexham have made a bid for Wigan Athletic striker Stephen Humphrys as they look to bolster their attack options before they close of the transfer window. Team Talk can reveal. So Humphrys is in the final 6 months of his contract at Wigan. League Two promotion hopefuls Wrexham are hoping to lure the powerful striker to the racecourse ground. Yes, that'd be fantastic. He's at the right age, 26 years old too. Wrexham boss Phil Parkinson has made the new striker a top priority this month in the transfer window, as he has targeted a move from former Fulham man Humphries. So obviously, if this is true, Parkinson has made it clear that he wants a striker. Going on, the Red Dragons are currently second in the league, and Parkinson sees Humphries as someone who can fire the goals to propel them to promotion. Now, obviously, we did not score in our last game. It's kind of been a positive up and down season for scoring goals. Mullis has done good. Palmer's done good. Injuries in and out. Fletcher's done great. Obviously the hat trick. But consistency, and we got Dalby that comes in and Bickerstaff. But Mullis is 29. I think he's one of the best players in the league, if not the best player in the league. Besides, obviously in the team he's great, but 26. We want to see what that. We're hoping to get promotion. Touch wood, as I say. So he's of a right age. He's of a right age, and this could be something we can get into. In the Hale guy, he's 25. He's also of the right age. There's rumors about him, so let's see. They're second in the league. Humphrey has scored 9 goals and provided 4 assists in 33 games across all comps for Wigan this season so far. He's 26 years old. He spent the last season on loan to Hearts in Scotland before returning to Wigan last summer. Humphreys came through Fulham's Academy before joining Southend in 2019 and then Rochdale in 2020 before they moved to Wigan the following year. So what else? In total, during his club career, the 6'1" frontman Humphreys has scored 45 times in 197 games. So that is, someone that we're possibly targeting. Those are rumors and transfer rumors, so we'll see. That's great. Obviously, the Hale's still out there too, but we'll see about him. We'll see if that comes to fruition. All right, moving on. I hope we get him. I hope he's great. I hope we get him, and I hope we do other business as well. So this comes from. We had a conversation yesterday in regards to some of the the cards that are happening. We have a lot of cards. We have a lot of like yellows and reds. We have a discipline watch that's happening. So as I mentioned yesterday, James McLean has 8 yellow cards. 8 yellow cards. And let's talk about this before we get into this article from the Wrexham Insider. So McLean has 8 yellow cards, and here's what that comes into fruition if he continues to get a few more cards. And this was mentioned yesterday. If you haven't watched the show, go and watch that one. So it's a 2-match ban for 10 yellow cards picked up in the first 37 games of the season. 3-match ban for 15 yellow cards up until the final game of the season, pre-playoffs. So that's a lot there. There's a lot going on there, and this is what this article is talking about for James McLean, who has done fantastic and is a great talisman going up and down that left side. He's also played up front, so put him anywhere. Sorry about that. So put him anywhere, and he can score, and he can play at the back, get great crosses in, and has a great. He embodies what Wrexham are about in regards to toughness, never give up, always going in. He takes it from the fans, and he just embodies the fact that always keep going. So this article talks about that a little bit and what we were talking about yesterday. So it says, and this is from Matt Wilkins. Credit Matt Wilkins at the WrexhamInsider.com. One Wrexham star now on thin ice ahead of the Crawley Town and Salford City fixtures, which are coming up after. Crawley Town is canceled, obviously, because we're not playing that Crawley Town fixture because we're playing the FA Cup match on Monday, which we will have live, by the way. We'll be here. Following a booking against Newport County, Wrexham star James McLean is now just 2 bookings away from being banned. Following his signing, James McLean has become one of Wrexham's most important players this season this far. Yes, he has. It's been a positive campaign for Phil Parkinson and co. as the Reds are in second place, blah, blah, blah. That being said, the last game they played was disappointing, suffered a 1-0 draw, blah, blah, blah. Following the game, here's where he gets into the article here, the real meat of the article. Sorry about the blah, blah, blahs, but it's just giving he's prepping, and maybe I should do a little bit better of cutting that out, so I apologize. Following the game after Newport County, eagle-eyed fans have noticed that McLean could end up missing vital games if he picks up more bookings. Yes, he could, and here's why. We talked about it yesterday. James McLean is close to suspension. The Wrexham wingback received a booking in the 37th minute in the derby. This is as his filling arm connected with an opposing player. This means, according to FOTMob, shout out to Wade and Mike Stewart, who like FOTMob. There's a lot of great apps, a lot of great information on there. This means, according to FOTMob, McLean has picked up 8 yellow cards. As a result, he is 2 yellow cards away from a 2-match ban. In a report by Goal.com, there we go. All right, so he's going to the Goal. Let me open up the Goal.com. Here we go. I'm opening up the article on Goal.com. Here we go. Uh, According to League Two rules, a player will be suspended for 2 straight games if he collects 10 yellow cards for the first 37 games of the season. The duration of the suspension will be increased to 3 games if a player is booked 15 times for the final of the season. Did you know? So yes, this is exactly what we were talking about yesterday. We gotta. Oh man, we gotta. I don't think I don't think we have a discipline problem. I said it yesterday. I do not think we have a discipline problem. I don't. Maybe we're unlucky, whatever it is, but we have the scarlet letter on our chest, whatever it is. But we are that side where everyone wants to get their best effort, and we're gonna get carded for whatever reason because we're. I hate to say it because I work in Los Angeles. We're the Hollywood Club, and there's not a lot of positivity behind it. A lot of like sometimes football is like a I don't want to say the refs are up against us, but it seems like the refs are against us a bit, especially after the match yesterday. Could have been an offside goal that was brought up to my attention. Could have been an offside goal, and I don't think that was a red card. So this is something we need to look at. So I would not like to lose McLean. He needs to be careful. Does he take the 2 quickly to get it out of the way? I don't know, but he's basically he can miss 5 games. He can miss 5 games. So who's going to cover at that left back position? Now, I'm not sure how Gambia is doing. Mendy, I think he might have lost 1 or 2 games, but I'm not sure how that's going. But we need to get him back so we can continue our push. If he gets suspended, we need coverage on that left side. We need coverage, and especially if O'Connor is out. Sorry, O'Connor is out with his foot injury, and O'Connell, as he's coming in, we need cover on that left side. So is it Barnett? Is it Ford? Who can cover that left side? This is a problem. It's not imminent, but it is lingering. It's like right here. It's looking at us in the face. We need to figure this out, and he needs to be careful. So James McLean needs to be careful. Okay, moving onward. So this is from our favorite guy, Richard Williams, from The Leader. Richard Williams from The Leader. Article here about a couple more quotes from the gaffer after the loss yesterday. 2 days ago. It's Monday. 2 days ago against Newport County. Wrexham suffered a 1-0 defeat at Newport in the Welsh Derby, as we know. Phil Parkinson admits the dismissal of Will Boyle gave Wrexham a mountain to climb as Newport County secured the 1-0 victory in the Welsh Derby at Rodney Parade. It was a tough loss, man. It was a really tough loss. Injuries meant Parkinson had to shuffle the pack for the League Two clash, and Boyle earned a recall, but the center back was controversially shown a straight red card after just 18 minutes following what was, says it was a dangerous tackle. I don't think it was that dangerous. I've seen worse give yellows. I get it on Shane McLaughlin. The Reds have managed to get something out of previous games this season after being reduced to 10 men, but Seb Palmer Howden headed home the only goal after 34 minutes, and they got their revenge after the 2-0 defeat. So there's some quotes here by Parkinson. When you go down 10 men after 18 minutes, and the conditions were against us, as well as the second half, it was very difficult. We couldn't get any quality or rhythm of play. So, if I felt at halftime that if we could slide the balls down the sides of the center backs, we would get some joy, but I never quite managed to do that. So we played with 10 men 4 or 5 times already this season and came out on top or with points all the time. It's given ourselves an absolute mountain to climb, getting a player sent off so early in the game. So what he's saying is basically he's like, yeah, we've had players sent off and we were able to win the match, and that didn't happen yesterday. So it's unfortunate. So we have to keep a look at. We have to keep a look at it of just being more efficient in regards to not getting sent off. I'm crazy. I can't believe we've had how many sending offs this season? Hold on. So we've had straight reds. Andy Cannon 1, Brian Barnett 1, George Evans 1, and William Boyle 1. 2 yellows, James Jones. So that is 5. You would say it's a discipline problem, but I don't think that's it. I don't think that's where we. I don't think we're an undisciplined team. I really don't. But Some quotes from the gaffer there on the match. He said also he's going to turn his attention to the FA Cup game. We have a reserve game tomorrow, so hopefully some people will get back into full fitness. I think Egan. Sorry, that's wrong. Sorry, I've been told that Egan is not pronounced Egan. So I have to. Somebody told me how to pronounce it, and I will correct that. So O'Connell is a very important player to come in for O'Connor because Boyle is obviously out for the next 3 matches, and I think O'Connell did a good job when he came in. He was probably our man of the match behind Okonkwo. So, we have a tough road. I think we can capitalize on this if we focus, which I don't think that this club does not focus. There's a lot going on, but I would think that Parkinson's going to bring them in this week, and he's going to really just kind of sit them down, drop some F-bombs, and get them back to it. So it's not critical mass, but we need to stay right here in this top 3. I do not want to get into the playoffs, but we're in a good position, and a lot of that comes into play. Lastly, World Soccer Talk. World Soccer Talk is our last topic today. Our last kind of article in regards to. It looks like Sean Harvey was talking to them about Wrexham open to making its games free in the U.S. in the new EFL deal. So this comes from World Soccer Talk. There was an interview, and this is an article. In what would be the first of its kind of a major professional soccer team, the Welsh team owned by Ryan and Rob is open to making live broadcasts of the Wrexham games free in the USA. That's not good because I believe that. Let me rephrase that. It's good for the U.S. Myself, I'm in the United States, but locals should be able to watch this free as well. Speaking to World Soccer Talk, Wrexham's director of football, Sean Harvey, explained the reasoning behind the unconventional idea. Quote, I personally would love to see Wrexham games free to air in the U.S. every single week. Unquote. Back to quote. Whilst that could have a significant financial negative impact on our P&L, that's a profit and loss statement, as long as it's readily available and easily acceptable, we'd probably take our chance that we would generate more by creating a bigger fan base than we would on revenue from individual subscribers. So what they're saying is, if you're paying your monthly subscription, I think my monthly subscription is $33 a month. They're saying, and I don't know what the yearly is, $149 or whatever it is. They're saying that they can globally have a fan base, which they do. I was at the Manchester United Wrexham game, and there were so many people there for Wrexham, and the rest of I think we were in North Carolina, that they could grow it a little bit more. So they'd risk the fact that people buying the iFollow for $33 a month or $150 a month a year. They would make more by sacrificing that for a global fan base. So that's very interesting, very, very interesting. I don't know. That might piss off some people in Wales, in the UK. I would love to get into the chat. Talk about it. Let's get into the chat. Let's think about that. If it could happen, it could happen, but the decision is out of the hands of Wrexham. It's up to the English Football League, the EFL, to determine as soon as next month how the next international right deal for the 24-25 through 27-28 seasons work for clubs in the Championship, League 1, and League 2. The EFL's current international rights deal ends at the close of the season. Depending on the path the EFL chooses, the result could be transformative for clubs such as Wrexham and the 71 other EFL clubs. Wow. The million-dollar question that faces Wrexham and other EFL clubs. This is the second part of this article, which is very, very interesting. Getting into money, it's not really about, this is where it all comes down to. Life has come full circle for Harvey. As chief executive of the EFL 7 years ago, he was the architect behind the first of its kind streaming platform, iFollow. Now, on the other side of the desk, as a director of football, it's ironic that the iFollow agreement he set up for the EFL clubs in 2017 expires at the end of the season. Along with Harvey, EFL club executives up and down England and Wales are patiently awaiting the outcome of the international rights decision. It may mean the end of iFollow and the beginning of a new era of EFL football clubs. Now, on our show, what we do live watch-alongs, and I watch them on iFollow, and I put it on my screen here, and we meet together every Saturday and Tuesday, and we watch the game. So there's something I'm very interested in this, and as being in the States, I'm not able to go to the games, so I would love to figure out what this is, and if it's, I don't think it should be free. I would happily pay to watch games, and I do at this point. And I don't think it's fair for me to not pay for games in the United States, whereas people in the UK and Wales, in the UK, do not. So happily, we'll be able to pay for whatever it is, so we can have our interaction and grow our our community. So he goes on to say, as long as games are available easily at a cost that is manageable for the majority of fans, I'm not wedded to iFollow as the only route to market. Fine, fair enough. He goes on to say there may be better routes to market. I'd love to see what those are. In the tender that was sent to the broadcasters last year, there were several different options to consider. One option is that the international broadcasters can acquire the exclusive rights to stream every single match from the EFL. I would love that. I'd love that, because this weekend we don't have a game. So this weekend we don't have a game. I'd love to watch Stockport Notts, but I gotta buy it, which is fine. I'll buy it because I want to do that for us. But I'd love to watch every single EFL match, every EFL game. On that note, so goes on to say, for soccer fans, having one subscription access to every game is a dream come true. Thank you very much. Quote, I'm absolutely fascinated to see the response from broadcasters. He goes on to say, said Harvey, and if that leads to a move away from iFollow to any form of central distribution or even specific club distribution, whether it's paid for or free to air, I'm generally comfortable with whatever we end up, as long as everybody is able to access Wrexham's games wherever they are in the world. So I think that's very fair. And I like where this is going. We wouldn't be able to be possible without iFollow at this point. So, what's the evolution of that? I'd like to see what they're going to do. There's more to this article, but I think that's the crux of it. I think that's the crux of it, and I would like to see some kind of resolution, because I'd like to see some other games as well. He goes on to say, not every EFL club has the resources of Hollywood stars that Wrexham poses. Hollywood stars. So for some, a league-wide revenue share may be preferable. I think that's fair. As an example, Harvey said, Wrexham will make more money from streaming subscriptions individually than our friends at Accrington Stanley. And Accrington Stanley would probably say that everything should go into a collective pot and be shared that way. Wrexham, still quoting, Wrexham would have a very good reason to argue that it should keep its own individual revenue. The hybrid is that each club keeps its revenue that's generated from the home games. If you're going to do that, you're going to have to do it as a league-wide product. So there's a lot to figure out here. There's a lot going on. And this is something that's going to be probably discussed about over the summer, and we will keep an eye on it. And I know we dragged on a bit there, but this is a big article in regards to like us getting a global fan base and seeing how things are going. So that's on World Soccer Talk. If you want to get into it a little bit more and read the article, I hope I explained it well enough so everyone can check it out. But a lot going on there. Obviously, we started at the top of the show about the transfer news about Stephen Humphrys from Wigan. Hopefully that comes through. But I want to get that out to everybody. Also want to try this new format on OBS, and I'm excited to be here. This is great. So we lost over the weekend. We will have news and update shows for the rest of the week. I may be traveling on Friday or Thursday to the East Coast. So it's my mom's 70th birthday. She's probably not going to watch this, but I may be traveling to see her. So I may be on the East Coast. So we're going to might do the Monday watch along on the East Coast, and maybe a Saturday watch along for Stockport, Notts County. So keep that in mind for everybody. Not that it matters to you, you're not traveling, but all right, that is your Monday, January 22nd news and update show. And on that bombshell, I will see you all soon.